Hello there, welcome to another tutorial. If you are new to this YouTube channel, you are welcome. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. In today's video, we are going to be making this bubu dress with less than 2 years of African print. So enjoy! So as I've said before, my Ankara African print is not up to 2 yards, but you are going to see how I'm going to use it to achieve this style. So I fold my fabric into 2, then I refold it again, that is into 4. You can see the way I open it up, right? Just follow through the way, so I pin it down. So the measurement I use here is my hip circumference divided by 4, which is 10, plus, and I added 4 inches, that's 14 inches that you are seeing there now. So this is the highest I can get with this fabric, and that's what I'm going to make use. I mark ½ inch down. That will serve as my guideline. Then I make that into a straight line with my straight ruler. Next, I mark for my neck width, 3 inches neck width. Then my shoulder divided by 2. Then the sleeve length, what is remaining there is what I'm going to mark as my sleeve length. And I came down 1 inch and connect it to my neck width. That will serve as my shoulder slope, right? Then I came down 11 inches for my sleeve opening, after which I came in ½ inch. I'll connect that ½ inch up to the slope end, right? Then this line now is where I'm going to mark my hip circumference. So you can see the way I mark it straight. Then I'll mark my hip circumference, which is divided by 4, which is 10. Then I'll be adding 2 inches to this, right? I added 3 inches rather, that's 13. That's what we are seeing there. I'll mark it on the end of this garn as well. So I will just connect, I will just mark it all through. This is what I'm going to be using now, so I will just connect it straight down. That includes my seam allowance, right? So I added 1 inch seam allowance plus 2 inches for ease, plus my waist, my hip circumference divided by 4. You can see the way I'm curving that point to have that a little curve on that line. Then for my neck depth for the front, I use 8 inches. The neck depth for the back, I use 1 inch. Then for the front, I came in ½ inch again after coming down 8 inches. You can see the way. So I connect it to meet the neck width. Then I add ½ inch up for the shoulder slope to join the back and the front together later on. So I'm going to cut this out now. Starting with the back neck, then the slope area, then the sleeve opening side, then follow the curve. Then I'll cut it straight down. So remember that we are managing this material. So the garn length, I'm going to cut some out. Some pieces is going to remain for me for the garn. I'm just going to measure the garn length now. So here I use 42. That is including the seam allowance to hem the down part. So what is remaining there is what I'm going to cut it out, then add it to the sleeve area. You will see what I'm going to do with it. So I will remove 1, that will serve for the back. Then for the front, I'm still going to fold that back, then cut the front neck depth, which have the form of V shape, right? Then this is what I cut out from the down part, is what I'm going to use to extend the sleeve length. You can see what I'm doing there. I just place them right side face each other, sew it, cut it where the curve stop, right? Just follow what I'm doing. Then I'll cut the neck depth for the front. Remember we went in ½ inch, right? So that's the V shape. So I'll go over to my sewing machine now. I'm going to place them right side face each other and sew the shoulder with the ½ inch seam allowance that I added earlier. So after which I'll come back to show you. Here is it now. I've already sewn it now. Now you can see where I extend the sleeve length, then I also iron it flat, right? Then the shoulders as well. See it on the wrong side. I've sewed the both side. So I'll open it up the way you are seeing right now to measure the neck. So the neck, I'm going to measure it round, starting from the back. I'll measure it all round. What I have, I will use it as I'll cut it on my black material as the length. Then the width will be 4 inches. That is what I have from this measurement. I will add 2 inches to it. I will cut it on my black material by 4 inches. So this is it now. So the length, as I said before, I added 2 inches to it, then by 4 inches. Then I fold it into 2 to iron it. That will give me 2 inches. Then I will mark the midpoint of it, as you are seeing now, from the opening part, right? Then that midpoint, it is where I'm going to start as the back. So you can see the way I'm placing it. That's how I'm going to go over to my sewing machine to sew it. I'm going to sew it all round. Then I also measure the sleeve opening, right? I'm also going to cut it on my black material as well. So this is it now to extend the sleeve length. So here is it. Then I cut it by 7 inches. That's 7 inches. When you fold it into 2, it will be 3.5. Because I'm going to use ½ inch to join that together. At the end, I will have 3 inches. That's how I want it. And you know I cut it on fold, right? I cut it 7 inches, fold it into 2. So here is it. I've already sewed it now. I've extended the sleeve. Make sure you iron properly. Then I've also sewed the neck as well. Then I'm going to notch where the sewing stop, right? I'm not notching the black fabric. You can see where I'm notching. So just go ahead to notch it with ½ inch so that you can able to flip it inside, right? You can see the way I'm flipping it. Then I will arrange it properly. Then you turn it. Then you see the sewing on this side. Then you see the way I place that part. I'm going to stitch that place close so it will be neat this way. So this is what I'm going to use for the design, right? I'm using 11 by 11 by 15 rather. So I'm going to make that shape 4 inches up. I also mark 4 inches that way. So you can see the way I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect it to have that shape. So just cut it out the way I'm cutting it now. Then fold the edge, right? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll flip it in like this way, then sew it with ½ inch, then turn it the way you're seeing it now. Then the edge, I'm going to fold it in ½ inch that way. Follow the curve to fold in ½ inch, then sew it all round. So for my pocket, you can see the way I just cut a fabric. Then go ahead to sew it the way you understand how you to sew your pocket, right? So this is it now. I've already sewn it. If you follow through the way as you are seeing this video, you're able to understand what I'm doing here. So I'll turn it right side face each other so that I can shape in this side. I'm just going to arrange it properly then. So you remember we added 1 inch for seam allowance. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to use the 1 inch seam allowance to sew it. When I get to the pocket area, you can see the way I'm using my hand to demonstrate how I'm going to do that. So just follow along. So I'll do the same to the both side. And here is the final look of the dress, guys. It came out so beautiful. I really love the way it came out. So with less than 2 years of African print, you can make something as beautiful as this. I use 1.5 yard. So if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel and you have watched to this point, please do well to subscribe, like and comment. It really means a lot. And see you in my next one. Bye.